Hello, and welcome to this demonstration for CDASS Employers using directcarecareers.com. Today, we are going to walk through how to create a CDASS employer account, verify your information, and learn how to post jobs and connect with attendants through the resource and job hub. To get started, you'll want to go to directcarecareers.com. This is the landing page you'll see there. You'll notice in my URL, I have a demo. That's because we're just going into a demo environment. You would still just go to directcarecareers.com and you'll go to the right place in the live environment. So on this screen, when you first arrive, at the very top right, you'll see a couple of links. The first one is a question mark. That'll lead you to the help documents library. The second is to log in. So once you've created an account on the website and you fill in your profile, once you return, you'll just go to log in and put in the password that you created there for easy access. And then you have the main menu. So we're going to go ahead and click on main menu. So we have the contact us link here. What that does is it brings up basically a email to the help desk that you can fill out and send through the website. We also have the help, which is going to be the same as our question mark here, which we want to go into. So if you come to the site and you have any issues, you can't figure out what to do next, or you have any questions, this would be the first place you come. I know it says Pennsylvania there. This is part of our test environment. When you're in the actual environment, it will be all Colorado specific documents. So anyway, this is the first place you would go to. If you needed help, you can find the user guide there. We also have a chat feature down here. So if you wanted to bypass the email and chat with someone online to get you help, you can do that as well. So we have on the right here a couple of different options. And since we're in Colorado, we want to go to Colorado. And once we get into the Colorado landing page, on the right side, you'll see a few different drop-down options. So we have sign up as an employer or as a provider. That is for provider agencies. And then we have sign up as a CDASS employer. That would be you if you are a CDASS employer. And then we have sign up as a direct care worker or potential direct care worker. So because this is for CDASS employers, we are going to come here and hit this drop down. So we have a little bit of information here about signing up. So CDASS employer accounts are pre-approved by the state. So basically, once you sign up as a CDASS employer, you get put into a report, and we have that report on the website. So the information from that report needs to match the information that you're putting in here. So your employer name needs to match your name. Your ID number needs to match that ID number that you have. The employer's email does not. You can use your email if you want something sent to you, a family member's if they're helping you, and your zip code needs to match what we have on file as well. So if you have any issues with logging in, finding this information, you can ask the help desk. One of the things that can be confusing is your FMS number. So FMS is Financial Management Service. So when you become a CDASS member, you get to choose between PALCO and PPL as your financial management services. So it's just your PALCO or your PPL number, your ID number. You can log in and try and find that on the portal. We have links to both the PPL and the PALCO portals here. If they're not there, and we're working with presently with PALCO and PPL to get those in a place that you all can find and locate them easier. Once you get to the portal, if you can't find it, there's also phone numbers for both PALCO and PPL there that you can call and talk to someone and find that number. But as I said, we're trying to make sure we get this so it's easy to find. But the main point to take away is that your FMS number is either your PALCO or your PPL ID number. And those are usually 5 to 7 characters. And so once you put your information in here and hit verify, you'll be taken to another screen, which basically you enter your information in. So your name, your zip code again, and just make sure you get all your information in there and correct. And that's where you will create a password. I'm not showing you that right now, just in the interest of time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my login, and then I'm going to put in um, an account that I have already created, which is, and that did not let me. I tried to do that a little differently. There we go, and it let me in. So this is what your main page looks like once you get in. So this is your workspace page. When you get in here, you'll see all of these different options at the top and down the side. What we want to focus on really quick here is to add a job post. So if we're going to come in here and we want to get a job post up there right away, we'll go into that. Account details is just what this site, what you see on this site. If you go to edit my account, this is where you can, if you want to put a picture of yourself up there, you can. You don't need to, or a logo if you have one, and then your information and your name. One of the things, as far as employer information, your name will not be seen by anyone on the other side of this. No worker will ever see your name. When you sign up as a CDASS employer, you are given a unique ID number, so they will only see that ID number. Any workers. The only time they will ever find out who you are is if and when you give them that information and tell them your name. But first we want to go to add a job. So when you're creating a job post, you want to go in through here and put in as much information as you can. So I'm not going to go through this again in the interest of time. I've already created a job posting, but I just want to go through this and give you an idea of what you need to do. It usually takes maybe 15 minutes to come in here and put all this information in. If you're someone who is having trouble with this, all of our this whole website is accessible. We do accessibility tests every year, and we make sure that screen readers can use it, and they work with the website and interact with it. If you are a screen reader, if you're using JAWS or something else and you're in here and it doesn't work, you're having glitches, please let us know, because we want to make sure that this works for everyone. But according to our last accessibility test, everything was working. And also, if you're someone who kind of struggles with technology, as I was getting into just a minute ago, we do work with Colorado Direct, CDCO. So if you need extra help, you can email us, you can email the help desk, and we'll get you connected with someone who can sit down with you, help you log in, help you create a job posting along the way. So if we're having job title, we can just put our job title in there, like a CDASS attendant would be great. Put in where you live and your zip code. And then we have using an existing template. So if you are someone who needs to put in job postings periodically, and it's always for the same job or the same skills and services that are needed, you can actually create a template so that if you hire someone and they end up leaving and you need to put out another job posting, you can just do a template and then it's saved in here, so you don't have to go through and do this whole process over again. So types of services needed, you can come in here and we put everything in check boxes, so you can just check them off pretty easily and they'll show up as bullet points on the job posting itself when we're done. So I'll just come in here and just kind of click some, and things that I might need help with, or services that I might need. And if you're going through this and you don't see a service that you need in here, we have this text box down at the bottom, so you can come in, put whatever services you feel like you need or that you do need that are not listed in the check boxes, and they will show up bulleted on that job posting as well. Next, we have minimal qualifications. If you're someone who's just like willing to, mold someone from with no experience into an attendant, you can click on no experience required, or that they have to be 18, have 6 months experience, complete drug tests, have a license, all of those good things. So you can choose any of those. And again, if you have a requirement that is not listed in those checkboxes, you can come down here to the minimum qualifications text window and add those in there. Next, you can put in what kind of person or what kind of support does the worker need to provide support for. So you can say adults or children or older adults. We'll just leave it at adults. And then next, support for individuals with needs, the following needs. So if there's someone with mobility needs or medical needs, you can come here and check those off. And again, if there is a need that you have that is not listed here, you can come down to the other types of needs and put those in, and they'll show up on that job posting. We also want to make sure that you're not, if that you have cats or dogs, or you have, sort of environmental differences in your house, that if someone, you're not like recruiting someone and going through, interviewing them and getting them and hiring them and then finding out they're allergic to cats and wouldn't be able to work with you. So you can sit there or come in here and click if you have cats. And so that way all the workers will know, what to expect if they're coming to your home. We also have language preferences. So if you are someone whose preferred language is not English, you can come in here and select a different language or multiple different languages. And if there's a language that you prefer, you can put that in the other that's not on this list. Again, you can put that language in here and it'll show up. If you have gender preferences, you can put that in there, or you can leave it blank and say, I don't have any. We'll just leave that blank and say, let's go full-time availability. So if you need someone who's going to be in your house pretty much every day for full-time, you can choose that, or you can say, I just need someone once, like, or 2 or 3 days a week. And then you can put your start date. And if there is an end date that you need, you can put that in. You don't need to put an end date if you don't know or you don't have one. So we'll just say start date's tomorrow as I'm doing this. And then say, we can say it's just a standard week. We'd need someone full-time every day of the week and during the day. So you can select the shift as well, which would give the worker an idea of when they would need to be available either in the day, the evening, or even overnight. We also have a section that has benefits in it. So you can say that you provide health insurance, paid time off, paid vacation, any of these things to sort of recruit folks for benefits. And then we have the pay scale down here. So we do have a direct care worker minimum wage, which is different from the actual minimum wage. So if you came in and you said, I want to pay this, I'm going to list this for $15, you will get this edit that pops up and just says that the hourly rate cannot be under $17 an hour. So we'll come back in here and put this at 18, why not? And if you have a scale 2, you don't have to fill this out. It won't prevent you from moving forward. But if you have a, sort of a top 18 to $25 or something like that, like a pay range, you can throw that in there. But say you got halfway through this job posting, you can't complete it, someone's knocking at your door, or you have to get out of there and get to an appointment or something, you can come in here and save it without checking this box. And the job post will save, but it won't be viewable to other people, to workers on the site. Once you've completed your job posting, you need to click this to make sure it is viewable. Otherwise, people won't be able to see your job posting. So we're just going to cancel this. You would just normally hit save, but I'm going to hit cancel because we want to go back and look at a job that we created. So to see job posts that you've created, you would come over to My Job Posts and click. All right, and this is the posting that I created. And so you can see how it looks for people on the other side. And you can see here CDASS employer ID and a number. You don't see your name. We don't see Jane Smith anywhere on here. We're advertising for a CDASS attendant. And we also have Consumer Direct CDCOs being an attendant guide. So anytime someone posts a CDASS job posting on the website, it automatically has this link so that folks, workers who might not be familiar with CDASS can find out about it and find out what they need to do to become an attendant. So we just added that just for ease of use for folks. And you can see here, we got the pay scale at the top, services needed, but then it kind of cuts off. So we have to click more to see the full job posting. We have schedule of days, benefits. So it's pretty simple. You can add more information to this, of course. You don't have to go by what I've done. The great thing about this site is that as soon as you hit that save and you post the job description, the job posting, you'll see a really quick window that says matching with candidates. So as soon as you hit that, the system is automatically going to match you with candidates. It matches first by zip code. So if you're in Denver, you're not getting, candidates from all across the state, like Southwest Colorado and Durango. You're not going to see those unless those are the closest people to you. And then it will look for similar needs that you have that the person says that they're able to help with, that they can provide support for, adults, candidates with intellectual development on medical or vision needs, and that they're willing to work with cats and dogs and things like that. So it really looks when a worker comes in, they put in similar information. So they do a service schedule, they do the minimum qualifications, the types of service that they can provide and things like that. So then that automatically matches. And so we have two different matched candidates. So screen candidates, this is only for people that you've already looked at, that you've added to sort of your list down here. And then we have top matches for candidates. And this will list everyone, starting with that zip code and the types of services needed. We're just going to stick with screen candidates. So I've come in here and I found this individual. And so when you are matched with someone, you get this little card and it gives you a breakdown of just general information, like what their position and role is, their years of experience, their availability, where they are, the last time they were on the site. They also have this auto match criteria. So if you come down and hover over these icons, it'll show you why they were matched with you. So they were matched because of their location to you, their proximity, their availability is similar to yours, and they have, and it goes on and on. So we only matched on a few. Typically, if there is multiple, there would be more criteria that it shows right there, but that's just an easy way to look at that. If we look at the top here and hover over this little person icon, this will actually take you to, their information on the site, and you can look at their dashboard. And if you come to this icon next to it, to the right, this is download resume. So if they have a resume, and not everyone puts a resume on here, you can download that. And then we have the contact me. So all of the interactions can happen on the site. And that really, keeps your anonymity until you want to let this person know who you are, and anything beyond that. So what we want to do is go to click on that, say, we liked Casey and we want to reach out to them because we think they would be a good attendant. And we would really encourage you to reach out to workers. This site is not meant for employers to be passive and just wait for candidates or workers to find them. or to find you. It's for you to look for candidates as well, but it works the other way around as well. So maybe Casey was out there and they saw your posting and were interested in it. But if you see a worker that really aligns with what you're needing, you definitely should reach out to them as soon as possible. So once you get to this portion, all of the communication are done in templates. So the first is an invitation for an interview. So you see Casey, we want to interview them. Once we select that template, we'll have a list of options. So we can come down here and say, hey, I'm available on the 18th at 1 p.m. And then I'm available also on the 19th. And we'll say at 10 a.m. And then give them another option as well for the 17th. And we'll say, we'll mix it up a little bit and say at 11 a.m. And from there, you can preview the letter. So basically, this just says, I recently came across your resume on the website. Look like your qualifications would be good and a good fit. And we would like to invite you for an interview at these times. So at this point, once the direct care worker receives it, they could respond through another template, selecting one of these dates, or if none of these dates and times work for them, they can actually propose new ones. We have added a new feature on here for a pre-interview phone screening. So that's on there. And so just due to the nature of the letters and templates, this is about as far as we can go for a demonstration, but it will show you, it'll help you set up times and communicate with individuals on the website. So we're just going to cancel that. We don't want to send it because this is not a real letter or person that we're sending that to. So now that, let's say we sent the interview request to Casey. Once we do this, we want to come down to their card again, and this will just help you keep track of where you are in the process of hiring someone. So if you come down to the select status dropdown, you can say, I'm waiting for a response. So I sent them the offer for an interview, and now I'm waiting for the response. And then that will update and save. And I'm going to scroll right back down here. So say that you've interviewed them, and now you have to make a decision. You can put it on, you interviewed the candidate, or that you've interviewed them and you found that they really actually weren't a good fit. You can put that in there. Or that if you made an offer and it wasn't a fit for them and they declined it, or, and what we're hoping for everyone to be able to do is to say that you offered, you extended an offer and the person was hired. So this really helps you keep track of where you are in the hiring process, but it also helps us to see how the site is working. So if you don't put this information in, we won't be able to know how it's going with your hiring process and if you're able to hire someone. So please do go ahead and put this information in there. Not only is it going to help you be organized, it's going to help us as well. I also forgot to mention that if you are a paper person and you prefer to have a hard copy in your hands instead of on the computer screen, you can come up here to print resume and it'll print all of their information from the information that they put in there, or if they have an interview, as well as a resume that they've uploaded. Okay, so now we're going to go scroll all the way back up, and we want to go back out to the workspace. Okay, so what we can do from here, I just want to show you the translation feature. So if you are someone who prefers or has the language preference of, in this case, Portuguese, we have Spanish, we have other different language, Arabic, Korean, that the whole site can be translated into. So if you it's as easy as going up and selecting that translate drop down. One issue that we do have is with our learning management system with the translation. The site still translates the modules. However, if you're in a module and you go to a next page, it reverts back to English, and then you would have to come in and select English and then your preferred language again to get that back. It's not ideal. We're working on getting that corrected. So folks can still take the modules, the training modules in their preferred language. It just has those extra steps, which we do apologize for, and we're working on a fix for that presently. But we're going to go back to English real quick for my purposes here. So next to my job post, so if you reached out to someone and you're waiting on a response, or you get a notification through the website that someone responded to one of your outreaches, this is where you will find your messages, and where you can also create new messages and send templates out to folks. The last tab up here is notification preferences. So if you feel like you're getting too much, too many emails from the site about the site, you can come in here and adjust how many notifications you're getting. Or conversely, if you feel like you're not getting enough, you can come in here and update that. I personally have everything set at a weekly digest, which basically means like once a week I get an email and it tells me everything that's new with the site, resources that were added, trainings that were added, anything like that. The only thing that you can't do is when a change is when a candidate is interested. So no matter what, if a candidate is interested in your job posting, that'll come to you immediately. But if you wanted to change any of these other features, I would just come in and say, let's just do it once a week. That's enough. Or you could say, I don't want any at all, and choose none. If you go over to the left-hand side menu and click jobs, this will come up with all of the jobs posted for all different sorts of agencies and folks looking for workers. The resources, if you click on resources, we add 4 resources to the website every week. So if you need something in here, we have resources for direct care workers, for employers, for CDASS folks. So let's just actually come in here. As you can see up here, use a single word in the resources. Using phrases kind of confuses it, and it'll kind of give you mixed results. Some of them will probably be what you're looking for, some probably not. You can also filter by the resource type. So if you wanted a video or a toolkit, you can check on those and it'll only bring up those types. You can also look at topics. If you're looking for something for geriatric care or mental health or well-being, that's in there as well. And we also have it filterable by audience. So what I am going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'll say, let's search CDASS. What kind of things do we have under the resources for CDASS? Okay, and what we have here is benefits of consumer-directed attendance support services. So this is a video. It basically walks you through the CDASS benefit for members. We have an overview for CDASS, benefits of consumer-directed attendance support services. So as you can see, we have a lot of things. We also have like how to help prevent burnout in workers, and how to work with community partners and nonprofits, how to apply for grants. We have loads and loads of resources. So these are all just plucked from across the web. A lot are Colorado-based. So they're not really vetted by the state. I look at them and I think, well, is this going to be something that's going to be helpful for either workers, provider agencies, or CDASS employers? And if so, we put them on there. If you're ever going through the resources and you see something that you think, well, this is great, I don't have time right now, or I want to come back to this in the future, you can bookmark it by clicking the little bookmark on the side here, and it'll come up with a little numeral saying that you've bookmarked it. You can also visit the site. We won't go to it, but clicking visit will take you, will pop out a new window and take you to that site. So we'll go back to my workspace, and I want to just scroll down here to the bottom. Oh, it didn't come up. So once you make a bookmark, I'm not sure why it didn't do it that time. Let's go back to resources. Maybe I clicked it one too many times. We'll say fall prevention. All right. Tips. All right, and we come back. Again, this is the demo environment, so things might not work exactly as they do in the live environment. But once you choose a bookmark, it'll always show down here at the bottom, despite what this is showing us right now. The next is the collaborate page. So with the collaborate, we really envision this for folks to be able to come and post. It's not up and running quite yet. Once it is, we will inform everyone. So what we want it to be is kind of sort of a peer support or help network. So if you're a direct care worker and you're looking for, a resource or durable medical equipment for someone that you can't find anywhere, and you've exhausted your resources, it would be helpful to come here and just say like, hey, I'm looking for this. And anyone have any ideas or know where I could find it? All of these will be vetted before people can post. So if someone comes in, I'm looking for, a shower rod for so-and-so, I would see that and be able to say like, no, you've put identifiable information in there. We can't do that. We'll take it out and then post it without that information there to keep everyone's anonymity intact. There's the contact us section. So again, this is sort of what I was talking about at the very beginning, where you can just come, put in a subject, put in your message if you're having issues, and this will be sent to the help desk. The help link on the side, again, is just to our documents library, where you can come and find useful guides. And the last that we have over here is the Learning Center. So we recently updated our learning management system, our LMS, because we wanted to be able to offer more things. We were really restricted in some of the things we were able to do on that LMS, such as we weren't able to give badges out, which say like, oh, this person completed this series of trainings, and we wanted to be able to do more with certificates and be able to pull more information and see what people are doing on the site a little bit better. So we updated to this new LMS. So once you're here, you can come over to browse all courses, and this will bring up all the courses that we have. So right now it's set at oldest first, and you can change that to newest. You can alphabetize it. You can sort it however you want. You can have it in grid. You can put it into a list if that's what you prefer. But we have loads of trainings, as you can see here. There's over 60 trainings. We have the Colorado Direct Care training that was developed with the universal worker model. And so basically it goes from, the first module is who are direct care workers. So it's like if someone doesn't even know what a direct care worker is and wants to find out, wants to become one, they can come and find out who they are, what they do. And then from there, it builds off that knowledge. But it also has like really great information about and reminders. So if you have a worker who needs like a refresher on safe member mobility, there's a module for that, and for HIPAA certificates as well. And these are all free modules. You never have to pay for these, and that goes for the resources as well. I did not mention all of the resources that we find are absolutely free. We also have a all categories filter. So you can come in and look by category type. We have, besides Colorado Direct Care training, we have career paths. So this is just really for a direct care worker if they were interested in using direct care to build to sort of a different career, such as a medical assistant or a phlebotomist. They would be able to come in here and see how to kind of go from a direct care worker to one of these other professions as well. We also have the foundational skills section, and this is really for skills that don't necessarily apply to just direct care workers, but for all workers. So there's, applying different support styles, there's communication within the direct care community, but there's also how to create a resume, how to prepare for an interview, leadership, and things like that. So it's kind of even more just honing skills, even outside of direct care work as well. So we're going to go back to the dashboard here. And you can also view your courses. So if you've started something, you can come in here and look at those. If you, as a CDASS employer, are looking at these courses and you feel like, hey, this is something that, my worker, my attendant would benefit from, you can always ask them to come in here. You have to pay for them, for their time and taking anything on here that you request them to take. But you can ask them to do, modules, and refer them to resources and things like that as well. Looking for help, again, this is just our documents library. And the last thing I want to show you is our calendar. I'm going to go back a couple of months here. Right now, for the current month we're in, I have over 25 webinars related to direct care work listed on the calendar. Basically, if you're a direct care worker, an employer, and you are looking for any additional resources, I also had not just for direct care workers, since we're at the beginning of 2026 right now, I've included tax webinars on there for people who need tax help. So it's not just direct care worker based webinars. It's really something that can help anyone really who is using the site. But if you come to this and you see something that you might be interested in, you would just click on the event. It comes up with the full title and the description and a location to register for that webinar. And that will pop out into a different window, so you still remain on the website. All right, and to get out of here, you would just, and get back to the DCC, the Direct Care Careers workspace, and out of the learning management system, you would just come to the far right here and click on that, and that will take you back to the main site. So thank you for watching this demonstration for CDASS Employers on directcarecareers.com. We hope this walkthrough helps you to create your account, post jobs, and connect with attendants in your community. We look forward to supporting you and hope to see you on the site soon. Thank you very much.